Hey everyone, welcome to the Captain Drone YouTube channel. My name is Steve, and in this video we're going to talk about this. This is the E188S Airwolf. So this highly detailed RC helicopter of the Airwolf is designed for beginners. And it arrives in a ready-to-fly kit with the remote, the batteries, the helicopter, the charger, and accessories. So I do have a ton of flight footage to show you all the features, but first let me tell you the specs really quick. Spec number 1, it is constructed out of plastic, carbon fiber, aluminum, and some other alloys. But the spec everybody finds cool is that it's a highly detailed Airwolf.
Airwolf is an aerodynamic lifting body with a twin turbine-driven rotor system, capable of propelling it to 300 knots.
In other words, it's a fast twin-engine jet chopper.
It's got the guns on the side, it's got the rockets on the bottom, all the features along the fuselage looks highly detailed. It looks really good. Even the windows are clear. Now the next spec may disappoint some of you. When you insert the battery and put this on a scale, it is over 250 grams. And speaking of the batteries, these are 2-cell batteries at 1200 milliamp hours, and you can order this with 1, 2, or 3 batteries, and each battery will get you 12 minutes of flight time. Don't worry, it won't fall out of the sky if the battery gets low in power. It will just fly back to where it took off from and land itself. Also on the batteries right down here, there's a little 5-volt input. They designed that so that you could attach an FPV camera, although I don't believe one comes with this, but if you do buy the FPV camera, you can attach it here. I've reviewed the FPV camera in many videos. So now for flying, it does have a 6-axis gyro in it, so that means you can't flip it upside down side to sides unless you want to flip it upside down, but for a beginner, you don't want to flip it upside down or side to side. It also has optical flow on the bottom, just like a DJI drone, so it's always looking at the ground. And it has LiDAR. The LiDAR is really cool because that tells this little guy how far off the ground it is by shooting a laser at the ground and getting the reflection back. As you would imagine, the motors are brushless, so there's a brushless motor in the main rotor and a brushless motor in the tail rotor. If you're in the specs, it's 1200 kV in the main rotor and 5500 kV in the tail rotor. And as you can see on top, the rotor head is all CNC metal, so it's pretty strong for when you're doing some weird stuff. You'll see that in my video. These blades on top are carbon fiber and nylon, and you do get a spare set in the kit. For those that like to fly in low light, you know, the evening, well, it does have indicator lights. You have it on each side, different colors. You have one near the bottom, close to the tail, and you also have a status light up top in the center. This remote is an 8-channel remote, and it does have a display on it that you can see outside in the sun. All the switches are nicely labeled, but it does require batteries. So essentially what you're getting is a mini Airwolf. And this Airwolf, being as highly detailed as it is, actually looks like the Airwolf in flight. And, you know, on the TV show, I believe they could do this, go and do a loop and all sorts of things. Well, on this Airwolf, you can't really do that, but you can flick a button on the remote and you can do this, and you can fly it upside down all over the place, which is pretty freaky on the brain. I don't recommend that for beginners, but if you want to do it, you can do it. I'll show you in the video. Anyways, enough talking. How about I show you my entire flight and all the features this has, then I'll show you the unboxing, then come back to me and I'll give you my positives and negatives. Here we go. All right, we're out with the little mini Airwolf, and it does come in this beautiful carry case, and everything I need to fly is in here. So let's open this up and get our heli out. When you receive the Airwolf, it's fully assembled. You don't have to do anything. You do have the option of adding the tail fins. I have them in here. They're black on one side, white on the other, and they just snap into the back. So I'm going to put them on. I just press them into place. Now, if you want to leave the tail fins on when it's in the case, you're going to have to cut the foam because the foam is not designed to make way for the tail fins. That's why I had to take them off before I go fly. But yeah, she's almost ready to go. Then take out our remote. Put our antennas up, power this baby on. Now let me show you my switches settings for the first maiden flight. This switch over here doesn't matter where you put it for your maiden flight. This switch over here for newbies, make sure it's all the way up on auto. This switch over here, unlock and lock. Leave it on lock. And this switch over here is very important. For newbies, you want to fly in GPS mode, so that's the center position. So let me just see, center right here. If you have it all the way to the bottom, that means return to home. You want it to come back and land. And if you have it all the way to the top, that means you're just going to fly in optical flow. Next, we take our heli, and I'll face this way. We're going to power it on, so press once. Press the second time, you'll see all the green lights walk up until there's 4 green lights. Power's on. Place the heli down on the ground. Pay attention to this light here. It's going to flash on and off green. When it goes solid green, it means you have a GPS lock. Now for the flight, I'm going to take this little Insta360 camera and stick it on our little Airwolf. So there we go. You can see the Insta360 camera on the side. It should capture some cool footage. And the reason I have the Insta360 camera on there is because the Airwolf is not super large. And when I start flying it around here, you may not see it. So here we go. So you probably can't see this on my remote, but it does say I have 19 satellites for GPS lock, which is beautiful. That's a lot of satellites. All right, so to fly, you go up here, press that to unlock, then take your remote. You can point it at the heli if you want. It's just so I can get the image here, and then pull your joysticks down and out like this. And then to lift the heli, push the left joystick up past center, and it will go up. There we go, and I'm just going to let it sit there, and I'm going to come over and just walk around it because I am not touching anything. It's just hovering there by itself in the sun that just blinded me. So there we go. And with it flying over top, I can yaw it just by moving the left joystick to the left. Going around in a circle. Just going around in circles. Try not to hit me though. I'm surprised it flies so well with that little Insta360 Go camera on it. All right, so let me just show you flying it here. I'm gonna bring it down a little bit and I'm gonna fly it along the ground. There we go, go to the end of this little trail and then back towards me. Coming back at me. I'm gonna go right over my camera and I'm gonna go right beside me. Well, that's actually coming right at me. There we go. So that's what your little Airwolf looks like, and it looks pretty sweet in the air. Once again, this is designed for beginners. So it's super easy to fly, especially if you've ever flown something like a DJI drone. It's identical. So that is LiDAR, GPS, optical flow, barometer, altitude hold, all in one happening right now. So you can do a lot of cool things with it. And if you want to see top speed, I love doing this. Top speed in GPS mode is actually a good speed. I'm just going to use the right joystick. I'm not even touching anything else. It's coming right at me. There's top speed. There we go. That's plenty for a beginner. Other things you can do in GPS mode would be the figure 8. So you push this button over here straight up and we go into figure 8 mode. It's going to go up so that it's above people's heads and it's going to fly a figure 8. It's going over there. And then it's going to turn the opposite direction right about now. And there we go. And it does a big figure 8. This one seems to do a figure 8 at a much faster speed than I remember the other ones did. This one really boogies. Look at it go. That's pretty good. All right, and then if you're filming yourself, let me show you the next one. If you want to stop the figure 8, just pull this switch here down. Stops. I'm going to fly it over here, looking at me this way. I'll bring it down to my height. I'll see if I can get it to film me. So now the next one is the circle. So the circle is one below the figure 8. And let's see what we got. Should do a circle pointing inwards. It goes, it goes, it goes, and should look sort of at me and go around me. Go around me now. There we are. So I don't know if that little camera on top is picking it up, but it's doing a circle around me. So I guess they designed this more for filming the pilot, if you put a camera on this baby. There we go. So I'm not doing anything. It's doing its own thing. It's doing a circle around me. All in beginner mode, GPS mode. Very, very safe. Very, very safe. All right, I'm going to stop that once again. Just pull that switch down. Stops. So I'll show you the last GPS mode function. I'll go this way and I'll go way over here. Heading over to that field. That's far enough. There we go. And then over here on this side, I have a switch for return to home. Press that all the way down. It's going to go up. And let's see if it comes back to our landing pad. So I'm watching it. It should turn around and come back to me. It's turning around. The beeping from here just means return to home. It's going up and over. We'll see where it lands. All right, it's up there. It should land close to the landing pad. If it lands on the landing pad, I'm going to eat my hat because that would be amazing. Watch it land on the friggin' landing pad. It's coming down. Coming down. Oh my God. Oh my God. That's so close to the landing pad. Look at it. Oh. Okay. So I'm glad it missed the landing pad because I did have breakfast and I don't want another hat for breakfast. But there we go. It's landed automatically. And what you should always do when it lands is take this one here and put it back on lock. There we go. Okay, so now I'm gonna unlock it and I'm gonna fly it again, but I'll show you what you can do in manual mode. So here we go. I've got it back on GPS mode. We'll take off. I'm gonna switch it to manual in the air. Goes up. All right. So right now, this is in auto mode. So right now, auto means LiDAR is on, optical flow is on, GPS is on, altitude hold is on, everything's on. When I switch it to manual, I'm gonna turn the GPS off and it's gonna start to flow with the wind. You ready? Watch this, but I'll get a lot of speed. I think even the LiDAR's off. Let me go down, manual. There we go. It's floating away because the wind is pushing it that way. So this is very dangerous for beginners. But if you know what you're doing, you can fly it. See, I'm gonna fly it around here. Now you can fly it more like an RC heli. This is a good way to practice your skills. So there's no GPS holding this thing in position. So it's a little bit faster. You have more control over it as someone who's not a total beginner. You do have to stop it or else it will just keep on going forever. There is an ability to fly inverted, but I don't know if you'll see it on my hat cam, so it's gonna blow with the wind. You gotta take it really high, way up there. And the battery has to be good. I gotta try to control it here, I'll try it. You press the mode button, then the right joystick. There we go, there's inverted flight. I'll see if I'll bring it down if I have enough battery power. Spin it around, there you go. Not gonna fly for too long like this because when it goes to return to home upside down, it's gonna look a little wonky. Let's come by me here, invert it. For a beginner, it's a little scary. I wouldn't try it, but for me, it's not a problem. All right, I gotta take it back up because it could be running out of battery power. Let's go back up. Invert it. All right, let's go up. Up, 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 up. You gotta go way up. And there we go, back to normal. Let's bring it back. I'm gonna try a manual landing here on my landing pad. I've got it in GPS mode, auto, and I'll put it down. And turn off the motors. There we go. She's down. Here we have the hard case the Airwolf arrives in. Inside the hard case you'll find the Airwolf, the radio, and accessories. The Airwolf arrives fully assembled. All you have to do is charge up the batteries. You will need to put a USB-C cable into the side of the battery shown here, and the USB-C cable is included. You also receive 2 spare main rotor blades and 1 spare tail prop. Installation tools are also included. The 8-channel radio has already been bound to the helicopter and is fully set up and ready to go. You just need to install 4 AA batteries. Those batteries are not included. All right, you're back to me and you want to know, do I have any negatives on the Airwolf? Well, honestly, it flies extremely well. It's very locked in, so a beginner is not going to have any problems flying this. It's very solid. In addition, the range between this remote and this Airwolf, I think is something like 120 meters. I'll put it up top what it is, and it seems pretty solid. You can fly it pretty far. Like, you'll never fly farther than obviously being able to view this, or else you can't fly it anymore. So with that in mind, I think the range is really good, so that's a positive. Oh, and I want to mention that when I received mine, you saw in the unboxing, there was no manual because they forgot to include one because they wanted to get it to me really fast. So when I received it, there was no manual, so I had to figure everything out. But let me tell you, my positive is that it was simple to figure out. So even for the size and the power, the flight time's not bad at 12 minutes. The range is good. The look, the way it flies is pretty good. I don't have any complaints. It's all positive. I just checked the price right now as of today, and I don't know if I'm seeing the wrong price in US dollars, but it was not that expensive. For example, when I bought this Apache, it was pretty darn expensive, but it does exactly the same as the Airwolf. They're identical, but if you want to see a size comparison, let me just hold it like this. There we go. It's kind of hard to get them both in, but I think I have the noses the same. You can see the Apache is much longer in the tail than the Airwolf. So I'm going to put the links to this product below. You can can go check it out. See if it shows up at a good price from where you are. I'm in Canada, and when I looked on the website, like I said, in US dollars, it wasn't crazy expensive. If you like RC helicopters and you like the TV show Airwolf from the olden days, well then this is the heli to get, because you can fly it. Anybody on this planet can fly this thing. Alright guys, if you have questions on the Airwolf, post them below and I'll get back to you. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and I'll catch you in a future video with many more cool product reviews. Until then, I say bye!